And what would you say, when homelessness with this major issue,
Yeah.
how has that been with this new coalition? Have you been able to work together to, start pushing the problem out?
It's getting better, but for a long time it was always, the city under Tom Bradley sued the county and the county sued the city, saying homelessness is your responsibility. Because the county looks in and says, well, it's your city, you clean it up, you make it happen. And the city says, well, wait a second, I don't have a mental health department, I don't get most of the housing dollars, I don't have welfare, I don't have child welfare, all the things that drive people into homelessness. It might be a kid emancipating from foster care, it might be a veteran coming home from war, it might be a woman who was sexually or domestically the victim of violence. The city doesn't really have those tools. I ran to this fire and I said, I'm going to be a mayor who accepts responsibility for homelessness.
It seems like most of the major initiatives on zoning have come from the state level. SB 827 and 50 a few years ago, they didn't pass.
Yeah.
They were on raising density near transit centers. And if I remember right, you opposed them.
I did not. My council did.
Okay.
I'm the only one who was for them. There's one council member from Council District 1, Gil Cedillo, actually was also for it. We actually have done a lot of the zoning on our own, and there's been some state efforts, especially because there aren't cities like LA that are moving as aggressively. We are the only city in this last decade. When I became mayor, we've tripled the pace of housing. So we're doing about 7,000 units of housing a year. Our peak was about 23,000 just before the pandemic, and we're almost there again. So tripled that pace. But the local voters passed Measure JJJ, which allowed the mayor to upzone along transit corridors, without going to the council. And when the planning department came to me saying, this is how tall we want to be able to build along transit corridors where we're investing billions of dollars, like Crenshaw Line, think the Expo Line, all these new lines, I said, you're not giving me tall enough. And I pushed them to go even higher. And today, 50% of all our new housing is along those transit corridors with this great addition, which is we said you can only go tall if you build on your own dime low and very low and extremely low income housing. So without a single dollar of subsidy, we've more than doubled the amount of affordable housing that's being built without a taxpayer dollar in exchange for saying to a developer, you want to go higher? Fine. You need to put people who are on the knife's edge or already homeless into these housing things too. And then most recently, the change at state law to go from one home on a piece of property to splitting that in half and doing 2 on each, so to 4. I came out very strongly for, campaign
It was
for.
SB 5 and 10,
Yeah,
or 9 and 10, right?
Yeah. And I'm really glad that they've passed. I think that's a game changer. The other thing that we did here locally was legalize accessory dwelling units under my administration. Those